Do you ever watch a pianist play something fast or complicated and wonder, how do they do that and how do they make it look so easy? Well, it's not magic and it's not necessarily talent, and for sure it's not practicing 10 hours a day because we've got lives to lead, things to do. The secret is an invisible skill that most people never even learn about. But because I'm your best piano playing friend, I'm going to tell you all about it in this video. And once you understand the power of this skill, you'll never practice the same way again. So here's the thing. Most pianists are kind of stuck in the moment. They're really struggling to coordinate their hands with their brains, with their eyes, and their ears. But the advanced pianists, we think a few steps ahead, kind of like a chess master, but we make a lot more noise. This skill is called anticipation, or thinking and planning ahead. And if you stick around, I'll tell you exactly why it works and give you 3 ridiculously simple ways to incorporate it into your practice. Believe it or not, it actually makes your practice more fun. I know, what a concept. And it works whether you're playing by ear, from memory, or by reading sheet music. Are you ready? Let's get started. Picture this. You're driving down the highway in your car. Would you be looking at the pavement directly in front of you? Probably not, unless you want to have a very unpleasant surprise. You'd be looking ahead, to the left, to the right, anticipating what's coming up ahead. Well, playing the piano is very similar. Well, most pianists keep their eyes glued to their fingers or to the sheet music right on the notes or the chords that they're playing at that moment. And just like in driving a car, looking at where you are now doesn't really work. You need to look ahead. So let's talk about visual anticipation. What that means is if you're looking at sheet music, you don't want to look at one note or one chord at a time. You want to be looking at the next thing that is happening while you're playing something currently. I'm going to show you how to do this by looking at the beginning of Chopin's Nocturne Opus 9, number 2. All right, so if you're not used to playing this piece, it might look like there's a lot going on here. But let's take a look at the left hand first. You can see that visually, the notes and chords are grouped in 3 with a beam. So as I'm looking at this, I'm not looking at E flat, then G and E flat, then B flat, E flat, G. I'm looking at all 3 as one group of things to do. So I know as soon as I play my E flat, I'm going to think and look ahead at the group of 2 notes and then the group of 3 notes. So I think of these 3 events as happening in one idea, in one motion, in one thought process, just like you would read a word. A word that has many letters in it, you don't read the letters at a time, you read the full word, right? So in my mind and in my musician's eye, this is one word. The next 3 events are another word. Okay? Then the next 3, then the next 3. So in this way, as I'm playing the E flat, these guys, I'm already looking and thinking about the next group. Now I'm looking at the next group. So basically, my brain processes the information, sends it to my hand, and as my hand is doing what my brain told it to do, my brain and my eyes are now looking at the next thing. So before your body can actually do something, right, carry out messages from the brain has to understand it and process it. So what we're doing is we're looking ahead, visual anticipation. Now, if you're playing by ear or playing from memory, your visual anticipation would be transferred now toward the piano. Let's say I'm going to play Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. All right, so this has, the way I play it, the left hand is playing what the bass player plays, and the right hand's playing like that piano groove. So I'll play it, a little bit of it, and then I'll break it down and show you how I'm visually anticipating the next thing. Okay, so the left hand is already grouped. You can hear it. Right? So you've got a bunch of notes and you've got a long note, bunch of notes. So what I'm doing is I'm thinking of the next group and I'm actually seeing where it is. I know it's right here. Now I'm preparing for it. Right? The right hand is just basically doing the same thing over and over. So what I tell the right hand is, hey, right hand, do this, okay, for a while. Then I put them together. Now I'm grouping visually. I'm thinking, I'm looking here. Okay, so that is if you're playing without sheet music. The way you get good at visual anticipation is to actually do it. At first, it feels a little wonky. You're like, how am I going to look at something and then while I'm looking at something else, play something else? In the same way when you're reading a book or something, right, on your phone, your eyes are kind of glossing over, they're kind of skimming over. So this is a skill that you've developed over time because when you first started to read, you weren't doing that. You were sounding out the letters. So the way to get good at this at the piano is to take a very, very simple piece of music. Whether you're playing by ear or looking at sheet music, it has to be so easy that you could play it in your sleep, right? Like ridiculously easy. So if you have a beginner's book or just look up some beginner pieces, like super beginner, and practice looking ahead while you are playing. If you're playing by ear, just pick a simple chord progression. For example, if I'm in the key of C, I'm going to do just the right hand chords, left hand single notes, C, G, and back to C. Okay, so very simple. Here's what I'm going to do. As I'm playing the C, I'm going to look at where are those next notes, and then I'm going to look at where are the next notes. Okay? Then you add a beat to it because otherwise, yeah, you can hang out here forever. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, thinking ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I'm looking at the piano and seeing where is my next place. Okay, if you think that's helpful, wait till we tackle the next big mistake that many pianists make. You ready? Okay, this is called physical anticipation. The mistakes that pianists make is they wait until it's time to play a new note or a new chord, and then they move. Well, that doesn't give you a whole lot of time to prepare or to even be on time. So let's go back to our Chopin piece and I'll show you what I did the first time. Maybe you didn't see it, but I'm going to point it out to you now. All right, looking at that left hand again, most people find the left hand tricky here. I've got a low E flat, then I've got to jump all the way up here. So basically 2 octaves higher from this E flat to this E flat. Then I have to go from here to this E flat, then jump up here, and then down to this E flat. So if I were just going to hold the notes, each eighth note, as long as it's supposed to last, I would not be able to play this. So if I were going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do you see how have no time to move? Of course, I'm playing it well. I'm an advanced pianist, but it doesn't give you any time to find the shapes of where you're going. So whenever you have a big leap, you have to make sure that you're letting go of whatever you're playing and getting to your new spot in enough time that you can actually play it on time. So notice when I play this, I make it quite short. I'm not using pedal on purpose so you can hear it. I'm I'm exaggerating now so you can hear it. Do you hear that they're, even though on the sheet music they all look like eighth notes, they don't sound the same. Close your eyes and listen. They don't sound the same, but they look the same. Why is that? Because I know that I need time to get from here to here and to find the shape of it. All right, so you have to let go of notes sooner than you might think to get to your new place on time, but that's not enough. Here's another part of physical anticipation. You should know the shape of where you're going. So here's how you can practice. On this piece, you're going to play the low note. Now, before you even pick up and move, before I do, I know that my shape when I get here is going to be this, fifth finger and second finger. That's the way I play it. So before I move, I'm going to kind of, just do this, okay? Wiggle 5 and 2 just to kind of like send the sensation down there that, hey, you guys, you're up next, okay? So I wiggle kind of in my mind too, and I say, okay, you ready? I'm looking at where it is. That's the visual anticipation, so I'm combining them here, and I'm moving. Before I move from here, I know that my next shape is going to be this, like that. So how do you get good at this if you're not sure about the shapes? Again, you can't start, at the Olympic level. You have to start on very, very simple pieces where you can practice the motions, the ideas, right? Learn the components. And then as you tackle more complicated pieces, then this will become part of how you are playing the piano. All right, well, what if you're playing, Don't Stop Believin'. All right, same thing here, watch. I'm gonna take away the pedal. Now, I don't have leaps, but I already talked about this before. Now I'm gonna talk about it in the right hand. As I'm playing this, I'm thinking, see that? As I'm playing, I'm telling my fingers, okay, your time is limited here because third finger, you're up. So I'm letting this guy go so I can be ready. When I'm here, okay, left hand. All right, so let's see what that looks like here. I'm playing my E and the next group. Now, I know the next thing coming up is going to be a C sharp. So I don't wait until it's time to play and then go, right? I just get my third finger there. And if you back up on this video and watch the part where I played it for you initially, you'll see that I did that without even talking about it. I naturally did it. So now I'm ready. Watch. Aha, I have another leap. So watch. I'm ready. You see that? I don't go. I'm already there. Whether I let it go or connect it, doesn't matter. My hand shoots out in anticipation, right? Say you're playing baseball. I don't play baseball, but I've seen people play baseball. When the ball is coming at you and you're the catcher or you're trying to catch it, do you wait until the ball's right here and then go, oh yeah, here we go? No, you're tracking it and getting your hand ready. You're getting yourself in position, right? Was it Wayne Gretzky that said something like, don't go where the puck is, go where it's gonna be? Wayne must have known something about piano playing. All right, don't go away yet because there's one more part to this puzzle, and that is musical anticipation. What is that? Hearing in your mind's eye, in your mind's ear, what's coming up next. You can hear it before you play it, right? It's like telling a joke without knowing the punchline. Like, that would be really weird. So you know what you're going to say as the punchline. It's kind of the same in piano. You know the next phrase that's coming ahead. You know what it sounds like. This, I don't know the neurological reasons for it. I'm sure I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But when you can hear it in your mind's ear, It's called audiation. After a while, after you get better at doing this, it actually directs your hands to where they need to be. I remember when I was a child taking piano lessons, and I don't remember what the piece was, but I kept missing a leap. My teacher, Mrs. Wong, said, all right, I want you to pause where you are, and before you play that leap, I want you to hear it in your head. And then I would go to it kind of like magically. All right, so let's think about how are we going to practice that? Well, it's pretty easy. Let's pick a song that everyone knows, written by our friend Mr. Mozart. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay, so okay, that guy. So before I even play the first phrase, I can hear it in my head. But of course, you can't hear what's in my head. So I'm going to sing it out loud. And you can sing it out loud too. Bum, 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 bum. Come and play it. Bum, 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 bum. Do it. I know it seems really simple and like, no, this can't be it. There's got to be something way more, complicated. It really is this simple. It's not complicated to get good at piano. The thing is, most people don't do those daily simple activities that build up the skill. Okay, so let's do it together. All right, we're gonna sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, just the first part. Ready? This is our starting note. You better be doing this, or else why are you watching this video? Okay, here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Let's play it now. You can even sing it while you play it. Bum, 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 bum. What comes next? Can you hear it in your head? I can. Let's sing it together. Bum, 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 bum. Let's play it and let's sing it. Bum, 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 bum. All right, you pick any tune you want. Whatever, if you're working on something, like I keep touching my microphone. I hope you're not hearing that. Let's go to the Chopin piece and see how this works, okay? All right, so we're gonna use the melody, which is in the right hand. I'm gonna play the first two notes. Okay, what comes next? If that's hard to do it again. This is what practicing is for. Listen, friends, if you could see how much the pianists that you admire actually practice the little things, you'd be probably surprised. If you're not good at something right from the start, don't get discouraged. Nobody's good at something when they're first doing it, if it's anything worth doing, right? So was that hard for you? Okay, let's do it again. I'm going to play it. You don't even have to play it. Just sing the second part of the phrase with me. So I'll play the first part. Okay, we're going to sing the next part. Can we sing the next two notes? Bum, bum. This part's fancy. Dee, 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 dee. Da, da, da. Okay, so when you do this, singing it out loud, if keeping track of it in your head is really tricky, do it out loud. I really recommend that. So the more you do it, and then as you're able to hear it in your head instead of singing it out loud, what happens is you train yourself to think ahead. That's what this whole video is about. And your body, like your mind, your ears, your eyes, your fingers, they start working like a team, right? So imagine if, let's say there's a basketball team and all the members are in a huddle and they all go together from one place to another. They just run around the court in a huddle. How good is that team gonna be at basketball? It doesn't work. The members all have their different jobs to do, right? I don't know what the different parts. I don't know why I always talk about basketball or sports because I don't really understand it, but hopefully you do. You know that they're spread out. There's different kinds of players and they have different jobs to do. The job of your mind in this teamwork scenario is to think ahead, organize thoughts, understand what's happening, and tell the rest of the team what to do. Your fingers carry out the instructions. Your ears listen, like, did that sound like what it was supposed to sound like? And your eyes are there for reading sheet music or looking at chords or whatever. There are a lot of pianists who don't have the gift of eyesight, and they play just fine. So unless and there's Braille sheet music, but you don't read it with your eyes. So the eyes, I would say, unless you're reading sheet music, are the least important part of the team of playing piano. Often I even tell my students to practice with their eyes closed, right? If you take lessons from me, I've forced you to do that and you love it. Now, once you've got your team members coordinated and playing feels pretty smooth, you definitely want to add the things that take your playing up to the next level, the things that more advanced pianists do. And I tell you how to do that in the simple ways in this video here, or here. I'm not sure where it's going to be. Are you subscribed yet? If not, hit the subscribe button. And if you like the video, let me know, comment, thumbs up, you know this stuff, right? Also, while you're down there, check out the free previews of some of my amazing adult-friendly courses. Keep practicing, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye.